welcome to Stampin' Up! With Sabrina. I'm going to be showing you today how to make this tiny little, well, it's not tiny, but this little tiny favor box or little gift box, okay? And you just slide off the ribbon and it opens up like this. And in here I have 3 white Lindor chocolate balls. You can of course use it as a little tiny gift box. It doesn't have to be a favor box. And so let's begin with this. You're going to start off with a piece of cardstock that measures 6 3/4 inches by 5 3/4 inches. And then you're going to take your coordinating ink pad with the color of your paper. This is Crisp Cantaloupe, so this is the Crisp Cantaloupe Stampin' Up! Pad here. And you're going to take your choice of stamp. Now, I've just started out with Stampin' Up! And I only have 2 stamps, current stamps that are Christmas ones. And this is obviously for birthday, so I don't want to use Christmas stamps. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to stamp a pattern all over the cardstock piece. And if you want to use designer series paper rather than stamping, oops, you're just going to have to figure out the measurements and attach those pieces on there. So it looks like I got a little bit of a stamp there, so I'm going to do the same thing here. And just randomly stamp images. Okay, and then we have a few spaces that we're going to, just let me get some of the excess of this ink off here while I put it aside. We're going to take the little flower stamp and we're going to stamp in between. So it's always nice to mix a large pattern with stamp and a smaller stamp. Okay. Oh, and then the next thing, I'm just going to, since we have our ink and everything out, I'm just going to put this aside for now. And then I have a little piece of Whisper White. Of course, you're going to use whatever size goes with what your sentiment stamp is. And then you're going to go ahead and stamp your sentiment on there. And I'm just going to center it because I'm notching or fishtailing either side of it. So I'm going to put that on there. There we go. And put that off. We're going to find the center on one side of the 6 3/4 inch length. So on your Stampin' Up! Grid pad or on your mat, you're going to find the center by using your grid, or you can use a ruler, okay? And I can see that right here, this is the center, so I'm going to make a mark down here. And then you can take a 1/2 inch, 5/8 or 3/4 inch circle punch or a small oval punch, and you're going to make a little bit of a thumb pull. And mine, of course, I don't have mine yet, so there we go. And now you have to keep in mind this one we're going to be scoring. Okay, so we're going to begin by having our 6 3/4 inches across the top, and you're going to score at 1 1/4 inch, and you're going to score at 5 1/2. 5 1/2. So 1 1/4 and 5 1/2. Then you're going to turn it so that the bottom is on the left here. Okay, that this part is on the left. We want the thumb pull on the left. Okay, so the top. And we're going to score at 1 1/4. And we're going to score at 2 1/2. Oops, that jumped. At 2 1/2. And then 3 3/4. And at 5. So that leaves you 3/4 of an inch here. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to pull out our little scissors. And again, I don't have my Stampin' Up! Scissors. And you have this score line. So this is the thumb pull is here. So we're going to be cutting on the opposite side. And you're going to cut through the score line. You're going to go through that first score line and just into that second intersecting score line. So we're going to go down to there. And we're going to do that on the other side as well. And we're just going to cut that out. Okay, so the next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be cutting in between on those two score lines here. What I like to do is cut on either side of the score line so that you end up with a little tiny space between the tabs that we're creating here. And there's a reason for that. I find it makes it easier to fold. Okay, and then you don't have something that you have to cut away because it's not fitting properly or folding properly. And you can just tear those off because they're small enough so that you end up with this. And then you can do the same on the other side. Just cut on either side of the score line, just barely through that intersecting score line. And then I always like to tear them off from underneath, because if something goes wrong and you're not going to damage the front, it'll be the inside or the back that you're... Okay, so your piece should look like this. And then on this corner here, you're going to take your corner rounder and you're going to, again, mine's on order. So you're going to round those corners. And now we're going to go ahead and you're going to use your Stampin' Up! Bone folder, which mine is not. And you are going to, because it's cardstock, we want to have some really nice, crisp fold lines. So go ahead and fold those. And then we're going to fold these score lines. So you can see this is the tab that gets tucked inside the box. So next you're going to use your sticky strip or your fast fuse. So I'm taking my fast fuse and I'm going to tuck this on the inside, this one up, and then this one across like that. So that means that I want adhesive here, okay, or on the back of here. So it might be good to put it on the back of these two tabs here. That's easier than flipping it from the right side to the back side. So I like to fold those over so that I don't put adhesive on there. And then I'm going to use my fast fuse and I'm going to put some adhesive on there. The stuff sticks really well. I just have to, I'm slow at this because I'm used to using tape adhesive, and this is a little bit new to me. And I'm going to flip it over and do the same on those two tabs. Okay, there we go. I always get some on my work surface. Okay, so now that we have that, we're going to put those tabs together. Okay, and then we're going to do this one here. And we're going to do the same over here. And you can use your bone folder to make sure that they stick well. Okay, so there is your little box. So I'm going to take my little white chocolate Lindt balls here and position them in here. And there we have our little box. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take some Pizzazz chevron ribbon, and we're going to tie it towards the right side of the box here. If you want to go around this way, then you can. You can tie a bow, or you can just tie a knot. And then take your little scissors and trim off what you don't want. Okay, and then the next thing we have is our little sentiment strip here, and I'm just going to create, I don't have a punch or any dies, and I'm just going to make a little snip in the center here, and then from the corner to the top of that snip, and there's one side, and do the same on the other side. Okay, so now we have a little banner. And then we're going to take some foam dimensionals and put them on the back. I use a lot of dimensionals. I guess it's just my nature. I want to be absolutely certain that it's going to stay where it is, and so on and so forth. So, and then we're going to stick that on to the ribbon and center that a little bit better. There we go. Okay. And then we have our, you can use some rhinestones or pearls or those little candied, what are they called? Sorry, I'm still learning all the Stampin' Up! Things. And, but I'm going to use these little flowers. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to grab your, sorry about that, I just have a bunch of things fall down out of my shelf. You're going to grab some glue dots, okay, and with your Stampin' Up! Paper piercer, you can just pick that up and put it on the back and position them where you want on here. And I'm just going to press down with my scissors. You could put a little tiny pearl or rhinestone in the center of these flowers if you'd like. So the third little flower I attached to the knot. Okay, so there we have our cute little Favour box or little gift box, depending what you're going to use it for. And these are a lot of fun, really quick. You could make lots of them if you want to. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to getting together with you again next time. Bye for now.